Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello and welcome in, everyone. What is going on? My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Today is our astrology forecast for the new moon in Pisces that is happening tomorrow. And I'm going to be going through all of the astrology into detail, the general meaning of this new moon, the aspects that are happening, what portals it's connecting to, what fixed stars it's connecting to, the Chandra symbol, the Sabian symbol. And I'm also going to be going through each of the signs and telling you where this moon is happening in your chart. And I realized that I haven't been doing that lately and I have no idea why. I just keep forgetting because there's so much that comes up that I just haven't. So remind me at the end of the live to make sure I go through all the signs and tell you where it's happening in your chart or what energies are connecting to your charts. And welcome also if you're here in the chat. Let me say hi to everybody. Hello, Mama Ocean, Brace for Empath, welcome in. Melanie, welcome in. Sandra, how are you? Veronica, hello. Valerie, hello. Kim, welcome. Arena and Lisa, thank you for being here. T, hi from Ireland. Beautiful. Thank you for being here. Raessa, Humble Ra, welcome in. We've got Traylene and Maricela and Joan and Chrisabel. Thank you all so much for being here and for your support. And before I kind of dive into the astrology of this powerful new moon, I want to invite you, if you have not yet, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, then definitely subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live. Welcome in, Wendy. Also, make sure you download my free moon astrology guide. The link is below in the description. The guide tells you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then it enters you into my email list. And I send out a weekly moon magic report. It goes out every Wednesday. So if you want to get it tomorrow morning, then definitely sign up today. So you are on the list to get those. Hello, Sylvia. Welcome in. And Joni, I don't know if I said hi. Hello, welcome. So those are amazing things going on. Also, if you have not yet joined the Starseed membership, make sure that you do. It's only $22 a month, and I guide you through the astrology basically of the entire year. Every month you get a monthly video giving you the themes of the month, the major aspects that are going to be happening, and how this sun transiting through this specific sign is going to affect you in your chart and where you're going to feel those energies the most. I also upload meditation videos, transit videos, and also a PDF file where you get to journal with journaling prompts for each of the new and full moons. So you can ponder and contemplate the energies and see how you can align best with them as well. And the meditations are mostly Kundalini yoga meditations that we do. It's a beautiful practice, very powerful for opening up the Shushumna, the sacred channel, and all of the chakras in the body. There's breath work, there's visualization. It's a practice that helps you go like straight to the core of any issue, and the most powerful practice that I have really ever found. So the meditations of Kundalini yoga are amazing. Those are part of the membership. And we also have a minimum of one live event per month that I hold on Zoom. And we've had Akashic healing chambers on Zoom. We've had Akashic journeys. We've had shamanic journeys. We've literally had like dance parties. It is just so much fun and a beautiful way to get more involved in the community. And a way to support this channel is really to join the membership. If you have ever wanted to support it in any way, this would be the best way to do that. Is this membership. So let's see, what else do I have to share? So I actually have been thinking about how I'm going to design the rest of the year in terms of the Moon Goddess training. It's been on my mind for a while. We're fully into level 1 right now, but there are 3 levels of the Moon Goddess training, and I've been getting a lot of questions about the next Moon Goddess training that I'm having. So I've thought about it, and the way that I'm going to design the rest of the year is I'm going to do this. I'm going to have another level 1, and we will begin on the new moon solar eclipse in Taurus, which is a powerful Venus goddess starseed marking, a Venusian and Hathor starseed marking on April 30th, I believe is the exact date. And we will travel through the 9 weeks, the 9 temple initiations through all of May and all of June. So I was saying that I was going to do it in June, but I feel like I need to do it sooner than that. So April, I think we'll start on the 29th with the initiation, and then on the 30th, we'll start with week 1. We'll go through all of May and all of June. So for those of you that did not sign up for the current level 1, this is your opportunity to sign up to get on the boat. Because what's going to happen next is after June, in July, we're going to begin level 2. So there's going to be an opportunity for you to sort of kind of hop onto the full spectrum. And what's the end result of the Moon Goddess training? It is you become certified as an Akashic Records reader. So it's an Akashic Records certification. That's level 3. So level 1 is the fundamental information. Level 2 is the application of it in your own life, and also diving deeper in your own emotional healing and shadow work, like major shadow work. Level 2. And then level 3, once you've done the work and you have all the fundamental information, what is going to be available to us is to literally train in how to individually read the Akashic records, and you'll get certified as an Akashic record reader. So that's going to be July will be the level 2, and then we'll do level 3 in October. So it basically is turning out to be like a year-long program where you begin with level 1, and then at the end of the year, you're like a certified Akashic record reader. So I think I'm going to do it like that every year. 2 level 1s, and then level 2 and level 3. So there we go. So if you're interested, I am going to be launching that on Saturday because we're having the Sun conjunct Jupiter day on Saturday. So it'll be available and ready this weekend for anyone that wants to sign up. And yes, I do offer payment plans, and level 1 is super affordable. And payment plans for all of the 3 levels. I'm trying to figure out if I can come up with some kind of combination. I don't know that I will be able to, but super excited about that. And of course, the Sun Jupiter day and the energy of this week and everything we're going to talk about right now, you're going to want to join. Something that will help you, that will help guide you forward into some kind of spiritual practice that's not just like fluff, because those of you guys that are in the Moon Goddess training right now, that it's not fluff. Like, we talk about some heavy shadow work, and we're literally, even though it doesn't seem like it, we're literally just dipping our toes into the kind of work that we're going to do in level 2. We're going to go deeper in level 2, and it's going to be much more intimate. So I'm so excited about that. It's going to be a lot of work for me on my end, but I want to have it ready by this weekend and start promoting that and letting people start to enter into that energy field and that frequency. It's going to be totally amazing. Hello, Nelvin. Welcome in. Chanel says, do it. Definitely going to want to get on this boat. Yeah, exactly. Right. So we'll have a whole nother group of level 1 that will be coming into the level 2, if they feel called. There's no requirement to do all 3 levels. You could, it's whatever you need and whatever works for you, but there'll be a whole nother group that can be joining us in level 2, which is actually going to be, really amazing. Okay. All right. Hello, Chanel. I don't know if I said hi to you yet, but hello. Birthday present for you in July. I love that. Hello, Illuminati. Welcome in. Valerie says class is amazing. It's healing for me, says Humble Raw. Yeah, super powerful stuff. No joke. Moon Goddess training is jam-packed with great information. Thank you for saying that, Wendy. So what are we going to talk about today? Right. This epic new moon that is happening tomorrow. So let me pull up the chart and dive right in. There's a lot to talk about with this new moon. And remember that everything that I talk about is like an energy that is awakening, but it is continuing forward. It's not just like one day and then it's gone, because there are so many powerful Pisces transits that are happening this week they're all affecting us right now, all of them. So it's kind of wild. So let me know in the chat if you can see the chart on the screen. So how do you know that this is a new moon? Well, you look for the sun and the moon, and you check that they're both at the same degree. Oops, that's so Pisces for this to be going haywire like that. You look at that they're at the same degree, and this is what we call in astrology a conjunction. So the sun and the moon are conjunct, and they are conjunct in the sign of Pisces, and they are conjunct at 12 degrees of Pisces. So it's the second decan. Remember, there's 3 decans in the third. It's 30 degrees separated by 3 is 10, 10, 10. And so this is the second decan, which is a more evolved energy of that sign in terms of how you look at it astrologically. And, in a general way, a new moon in Pisces is about activating and initiating our dreams. It's asking yourself, what dreams do you want to come true? This is a moon that activates our intuition, our psychic abilities, and our power to dream and imagine new realities. It's a time when our intuition is heightened, and so it is recommended that we listen to our higher senses. Communicating with your spirit guides, your angels and teachers is easy to do during a Pisces moon, because the veil to communicate with the other side is thin. it's thinner. Pisces is the energy that rules our dreams. It rules miracles. It rules magic. It rules also, the shadow of Pisces can be kind of heavy because it also rules deception. It rules the media. It rules the abyss. It's like being lost, being fully lost, swimming in an abyss that you have no idea, what's up and what's down. So it's confusion. It can be confusion. And then Pisces also rules the energy of psychosis and addictions. So and gullibility. So if you're super gullible in Pisces energy, we tend to be a little more gullible and way idealistic. If you combine that or balance that with the energy of reality, and you say, I can manifest my dreams into reality, but I have to work in the real world to make it happen and not just keep kind of dreaming about it, then we manifest them into the real world, which is the opposite of Pisces, which is Virgo. So you have to work with the polarities, the balancing aspects. So you've got the mystical, the spiritual, the beautiful, the Christ consciousness on one end. And then on the other end, you've got the Virgo, the real life, the present moment. It's about working with both of these energies and channeling these energies into this third dimension and focusing on the details and on the details of our life. And that is how you bring heaven to earth. This is the duality. Pisces and Virgo is the duality where we bring heaven to earth, because Pisces is heaven and Virgo is earth. And it's where we live out the miracles. It's where we observe the magic, is in this third dimensional reality. So there's a law even just by looking at the energy of, the moon itself. But there are some other insane aspects happening with this moon. So we're just going to keep adding to this so we can get the full spectrum picture of what we're actually looking at. So the first thing is the fact that not only are the sun and the moon conjunct, but they're also right next to Jupiter, which is at 14 degrees of Pisces. The sun is going to, the sun and the moon's going to hop over both of these during, the rest of tomorrow and the next day. And the sun will hit Jupiter on Saturday. That's the Sun Jupiter day. And then later on in it'll conjunct Neptune. And then in April, these two will conjunct. So this Pisces energy is like a bridge that is weaving, hey babe, that is weaving itself in and out. Like it's a bridge that's weaving through the energies, like all the way from when the sun moved into Pisces through the new and the full moon, and then even beyond. It's going to be wild because this Pisces frequency is not going to end anytime soon. So there's a stellium here. When we have 3 or more planets in the same sign, in astrology, we call it a stellium. And a stellium intensifies the energy. It's not just any stellium though. You've got Jupiter, the planet of expansion, that literally magnifies everything. It makes everything bigger and stronger. And then Neptune, which rules Pisces. And both of these, Jupiter and Neptune, are the co-rulers of Pisces. So you've got 2 outer planets that rule the sign of Pisces, both in the sign of Pisces, conjuncting or making a stellium with this new moon. I mean, it's almost like overwhelming to even think about what this is, like what this means. This is a huge moment for humanity, a huge moment for the collective, because the outer planets create collective effects. They affect us personally, but you see it, the outer planets, when they conjunct and there's these kind of big conjunctions with the outer planets, you see this in the collective. And it is just phenomenal that all of this is happening right next to Jupiter and Neptune, and that Neptune is at 22 degrees, which is a master number. And it's about like master manifesting. So miracles, I would call that like the energy of miracles, because it's the energy of quantum leaps. Christopher Witecki in his step system talks about the 22nd degree as the quantum leaps, because it's the number 2 next to the number 2, and the number 2 is the moon, and it's I feel. So it's I feel and I feel together. So it's literally the law of attraction. If you align, the vibration, if you know the laws of the universe and you're aligning and you're living coherently, there's nothing that you can't manifest in your life. And that is what this moon is. And that's just the stellium in Pisces. There's more going on as well. Besides, this is the obvious, right? Right next to them, you can see that Mercury is at 19 degrees, and so is Saturn, exactly at 19 degrees. And it's kind of crazy. 9 plus 1 equals 10. And then the step of 10, the number 10 is I manifest. So it's about the mind, Mercury, making a commitment, Saturn, like getting serious about something, taking the mature aspect, the responsibility, stepping into sovereignty as we understand the world. It's a new idea to understand the world. It's the manifestation of the dream that we're having. It's quite something. And then the one of the other major, there's another stellium. It doesn't even end. You have Venus and Mars and Pluto, all at 27 degrees of Capricorn. That's intense. It's so intense. So 7 plus 2 equals 9. And so according to Christopher Witecki, the step 9 in astrology is I act. I take action. And it matches so perfectly with what we desire, Venus, how we take action, Mars, and our power behind it. Pluto is our power. So it's about taking action. This is about the coherency. It's like what you desire, how you act, and the power that you put behind it, that comes behind it, is all moving towards manifesting the dream. Of course, all of these things have, shadow energies, and with Pluto, it's power dynamics, and we're seeing that in the collective. The shadow of Pisces is deception, especially mass media deception, and we're seeing that in the collective. It's confusion. We're seeing that in the collective. There's a lot that can be seen or experienced in the shadow aspect of it, but I like to inspire people, and so I like to focus on what will help us to move towards maybe more of what we want in our lives, more of what we actually want to manifest. Because right now these transits are so powerful that if you don't know the possibilities, the infinite possibilities of what is happening right now, you will get lost. And it's about information, and it's about knowledge, and it's about knowing what is actually going on. The most powerful door and portal is opening to manifest your wildest dreams right now. But the world, obviously, whether you feel like it's a good reason or not a good reason, is really focused on like negative things. And I'm not talking through the lens of judgment. I'm not talking through the lens of like morality. I'm talking through the lens of the neutral way that the universe sees everything, creation. The shadow and the light exist in this world. What do you want? What do you choose to focus on? Are you one of the lucky ones that doesn't have to deal with the intense shadow of what's happening in the world right now, at least personally in your life? And there's gratitude for that, but at the same time, it's about recognizing that if you're the one that is, I guess you could say lucky enough to not have to deal with that intense shadow in your face, then maybe you may want to choose to focus on your wildest dreams and on living coherently in your life and on holding that frequency of love and compassion for the whole world. And that's how you help the world, is by not focusing on the negative and focusing on the what is the possibilities of what something can become, of what you can become, and let go of, I know it's hard to let go of judgment, but like just detach from all of the confusion, detach from all of the deception, detach from all the things that are not affecting you, they're not in your face right now. And have gratitude for the fact that you don't have to be, you're not experiencing that right now, and you have an opportunity. Like, what would you do if you weren't in a situation where there's chaos around you? Maybe you would enjoy life. Maybe you would enjoy your life instead of focusing on the negative. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's not about that something is good and something is bad. It's not about judging any kind of situation or being insensitive to anything. It's just, if you had the opportunity right now to live your wildest dreams, would you live your wildest dreams, or would you focus on holding the frequency of fear and doom and apocalyptic stuff? You know what I mean? Just food for thought. Just food for thought. I just had to say that. For some reason that was coming through. The other thing that's important to know about these Neptune is that the net step, according to Christopher Witecki, and I'm giving him credit because I've been studying a little bit his system and I really like it, so I'm going to start using it a little bit more. But 2 + 2 is 4, so the net energy of this 22nd degree is 4, which is actually the door. He calls it the door. It's like the door is opening up, and it's the door to a new timeline, to different timelines. Right? So like, that's what I'm talking about. That there's a door to open to different, like multiple universes, right? Different timelines. Which are you walking into? Just you yourself. If you only had control of you, right? The Sphere. Oh my God, the movie, The Sphere. If you guys have not watched that movie, you have got to watch that movie. That's the perfect example of what's going on right now. So that's the energy of 4. It's the door that opens up to a new timeline, where this week, because it's all focused on the spiritual Pisces, we are creating a new new soul contract. It's stepping into sovereignty with yourself and like rewriting your soul contract. And that's what Christopher Witecki has been talking about, is you rewrite your spiritual soul contract this week with all of these transits that are going on. I feel like that is an opportunity not to be missed if you're one of the lucky ones that can do this work right now. And that's what's important to remember. There's also a trine from, it's not exact, but there's a trine from the stellium with Venus, Mars, and Pluto over to the North Node. And the nodes right now are actually at the degree where we're going to see there's an eclipse, a lunar eclipse happening in Scorpio. There's a trine and a sextile to the nodes here. It's activating fate and destiny. That's what this means. It's any kind of aspect to the nodes is an activation of fate and destiny. Thank you for that donation, Kim. And it's about stepping into what is your destiny and what is our collective destiny in terms of power and how we wield our power around collectively, which, if you know how a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, the way that it works is, and they don't really know how to explain it. All they know is that these cells start to come alive. It's almost like the cells turn on, and they literally call them the imaginal cells in a caterpillar. And the imaginal cells start to turn on, start to wake up, and there's more and more and more of them. And until the point where there's more imaginal cells than caterpillar cells, and the imaginal cells, the power that they have as they turn on, it's the caterpillar cells literally become nutritional soup for the imaginal cells. It's like a whole new energy just lights up and takes over, and it engulfs it's the shadow, right? It's like the polarity that eats. It's like the story of Horus and Set, his uncle Set, who he has to fight. Horus represents the light and the eye of Horus in the fight with his great uncle, which is the god of chaos and the god of darkness. Is he loses an eye, and that's why we call it the eye of Horus, because he's got one eye, and that makes him look internally, that makes him look within and find the light within. And as he goes within, and instead of looks for the answers outside of him, he is able to tap into all future possibilities. And so he sees all of the moves that his uncle Set is going to make before he makes them. And that's how he learns and how he actually wins the battle between the darkness. Horus is the god of the sun, the god of the light, and Set is the god of the darkness. So that's how Horus defeats the darkness, is by looking within into his own darkness, not without into the light that he feels is only a perception. It's not reality. What's outside of us is not reality. What's inside of us is more real, because it's outside is just a reflection of our inner world. And the inner light can only be found when you do the shadow work within yourself and peel away all of the layers and deal with the mountain of things that have literally been piling on since you were born, that you haven't dealt with because you just were never taught to deal with your shadows. You were taught to ignore them, to avoid them. And these become patterns, and very toxic relationship patterns and behavioral patterns and addictions that really keep you from evolving, which is what we're really here to do on this planet, to evolve ourselves, because we are the consciousness of the planet. So as we evolve, so does the earth. It's really powerful. Like everything that's happening is really, really powerful. And then not to mention too, that, you know, this moon, this stellium, is also making a sextile to Uranus, which is the planet of change and unexpected change. And it's a sextile, so it's positive change. Change is coming, but it's positive change. It may be unexpected and it may be uncomfortable to get through, right? The caterpillar cells have to die in order for the butterfly to be born. So that's what we're witnessing on the planet, is nothing's going to go out without a fight, you know, including ourselves and our own shadows. Our negative pattern, like we're going to fight it till the end. We're going to resist it until we don't resist it anymore, because we realize that the unknown, which is definitely Pisces too, that's on the other side, is actually infinite possibilities. So why hold on to this one reality that is suffering? Why not let go and step into infinite possibilities? And that is what this moon is literally teaching us this week, and all of the transits that are going on and all this Pisces season. It's remarkable the amount of magic that is found within here. There's something else too, that this is actually 12 degrees of Pisces is on a fixed star, and the star is called a Chernar, and it has to do with the constellation of the river, which is called Eridanus, and it is the river. The mythological story is the river into which Phaeton fell when he tried to steer the solar chariot through the skies. He could not control it and paid for this blatant overestimation of his powers with a scorching fall into Eridanus. This indicates the meaning of the constellation. It's about getting rid of pride and personal overestimation and learning the lesson of real humility. This is the Achernar portal. Therefore, all stars in Eridanus have a Saturnian nature, except for the mouth of the river, which is known as Achernar, the star Achernar, described as a great benefic. And remember that Jupiter is the great benefic. At this point, and this is the energy that we're experiencing right now, at this point, the lessons of bitterness and the fall are poured out as wisdom and experience. Stepping into your own inner wisdom and experience is what this moon is all about. The theme is to conquer your spiritual pride, to learn to be humble, to avoid usurpation and overestimation of your limited powers, and the teaching of wisdom won through bitter experience. It's the difficult times in our lives that actually help us to evolve. There is no way around that. And so that is the power of the power that is happening right now. But I want to take it a little bit deeper, and I want to go into the symbols of this 12th degree of Pisces. So we're going to read about the Sabian symbol and the Chandra symbol, and then we're going to dive into the gene key of this energy. So let's find Pisces, and remember, this is the last season of the year. We're about halfway there. We got 3 more days until we're halfway through Pisces season. I can't believe how fast it's going. And then soon we're going to be hitting the spring equinox, which is the beginning of the new calendar, the astrological calendar. The astrological year starts with Aries. So this is the culmination of all of the yearly astrological work that you've done according to the zodiac. If you followed astrology, you would be much more in line with the cycles of life, expression, experimentation, integration, and transcendence through the astrological wheel. And this would really be the culmination of the year. This would be the last month of the year. Okay, so and to have all of this happening, this last month of the year is quite something. So this is the Sabian symbol, and I love using these symbols because they give a little bit of more, maybe a picture or a story that can help, or like poetry that can help us to understand in different ways, give us the different perspectives of everything that is going on. This is the Sabian symbol for 12 degrees of Pisces. A Chinese student of the martial arts enters a vaulted hall and sees a sword floating in midair, held only by a disembodied hand. He walks towards it as if in a trance. What? A Chinese student of the martial arts enters a vaulted hall and sees a sword floating in midair, held only by a disembodied hand. He walks towards it as if in a trance. This is about accepting whatever spiritual gifts are offered, whether they are inherited or come from an invisible spiritual source. Humble transmissions of whatever odd spiritual vision comes into one's mind. channeled versus artistic eccentrics. This is about making good on inherited talents. Parents may help their career, but they must maintain complete independence of will. It's about independence of will. This is also about developing the correct stance towards one's problems. Determination to reach a high level of attainment. Educating oneself in some arcane field of knowledge versus apprenticing oneself to an acknowledged master. Rising through one's talents. Jack and the Beanstalk stories. Intellectual self-confidence. Feel connected to incontrovertible truths. Make dogmatic pronouncements. Discovering and grasping an unusual, unawakened potency. That's the energy of this moon according to the Sabian symbol. Now we're going to look at the Chandra symbol of this moon and see what that has to tell us. This one seems to be a little bit darker. A woman imprisoned in a high tower. Sentenced to limbo. You are suspended from active participation in evolving worlds. Hung high and dry and massively resigned, following out an ancient fate to the end. Having operated insensitively, now being unable to do anything to anybody. You live infinitely alone, dreaming and drugged. Deep down inside, remembering everything dimly and darkly. Self-circumscribed and yet deprived. You live on memories and the ripples of mute desire to move on someday. Destined to transform this dread fate when the cycle is complete. You are until that time vacuum pressed and emotionally grief-stricken, nostalgic and raging while not getting across and being muffled all pervasively. That was such a beautiful example of the light and the shadow of this energy. Like, you're either going to be like the martial artist who sees like the floating sword, you know, untapped, unawakened potency, literally grabbing it and understanding that there's more to this life than this earthly reality, or you're going to be the woman imprisoned in the high tower. Sentenced to limbo, suspended from active participation in evolving world. There's so much there. I could literally go on and on about this, what I think about this, but I'm not going to. Right? Exactly, Veronica. Hung high and dry and massively resigned, following out an ancient fate to the end. Having operated insensitively, now being unable to do anything to anybody. You live infinitely alone. How many people live like this in the world right now? Because of why? I wonder. Dreaming and drugged. The illusion, the deception. Deep down inside, remembering everything dimly and darkly. Self-circumscribed and very deprived. You live on memories and the ripples of mute desire to move on. Someday. Destined to transform this dreaded fate when the cycle is complete. You are until that time vacuum pressed and emotionally grief-stricken, nostalgic and raging while not getting across and being muffled all pervasively. Dude, that's heavy. That's some heavy-ish. And the last thing before I remember, we're going to go through the signs, but the last thing before we finish this presentation is we need to talk about the gene key of this moon. And the gene key is the 63rd gene key. There's only 64 gene keys. So the 63rd gene key is the second to last gene key. And it's the gene key that is about reaching the source. that moves from the shadow of doubt to the gift of inquiry to the city of truth. This is my radiance sphere. In my activation sequence, this is my radiance sphere, truth. And it's the ring of divinity. So I want to read the city of this gene key that moves from doubt to inquiry to truth. Truth is every step of the way. The gift of inquiry, symbolized by the path of yoga, has a deep shock in store for those who are drawn to it. In the original Chinese I Ching, the two hexagrams corresponding to the 63rd and the 64th gene keys have very revealing names. The 63rd is called after completion, and the 64th is called before completion. And the 64th is the last gene key. It ends with before completion. You might think that these names were the wrong way around, since the 63rd obviously comes before the 64th in the original sequence. However, all you will find here at the end of the I Ching is paradox, poetry, and puzzlement. We are entering the territory of truth with a capital T. No matter how elevated a person's awareness becomes or how advanced their yogic discipline is, until they reach this Siddhic realm, they will never realize the ultimate paradox, that is truth. The only way to arrive at such a state is to reach a position of inner surrender. After all your efforts and exertions to find truth, you must eventually become one with your own doubt. This is the shock of the 63rd city, that doubt is truth. This is a deep letdown for your questioning spirit. It is the ultimate state of failure and dejection. If logic is allowed free rein, it will always cancel out logic and conquer itself. In this sense, all yoga can only ever lead to Tantra. This does not in any way negate the value of the spirit of inquiry that propels the seeker of truth. All male paths must eventually lead to the ocean of the feminine. Whoa, that sentence. The more logic is followed, the more mysterious and poetic it seems to become. Until it reaches, I'm getting chills, until it reaches the impasse that logic cannot move beyond. Logic and its human counterpart, doubt, are designed to self-destruct, taking you, the observer, with them. When doubt is trusted at such a profound level, the doubter disappears into the doubt, leaving truth. However, there is no sequential process to this. Truth is there all along within the doubt. It is simply waiting to be realized, like a pearl within an oyster. Truth is there. It needn't be prized out, but simply recognized. If you follow a sequential and linear path that ends in this recognition or enlightenment, the path itself has no bearing on the enlightenment, even though it appears to. Truth is realized in many different ways. The other side of this city is the 64th city of illumination, which arrives at the same conclusion in a totally different way, through the poetics of randomness. If you enjoy the logical path of progression, then that is your way. In many respects, it feels a safer route for human beings, since it gives you the feeling that you can prepare for truth. Few are those who are drawn to the left-hand path of the right brain where there are no maps or charts to follow other than the confusion of life itself. The yogic path to truth is a beautifully clipped garden in comparison to the wild jungles of the 64th city. The 63rd shadow of doubt is the path of eventual exhaustion. Like the Buddha, you must study, discipline yourself, climb and exert yourself to get to the top, only to realize that the answer was there all along, even before you began. The city of truth is everywhere. There is nothing that is not truth. Whatever happens to you, whatever you feel in every moment, however delirious or disturbing, it is nothing but truth. Truth is all there is. At the shadow frequency, there is nothing but truth. At the gift frequency, there is nothing but truth. Truth is every step of the way. This book of 64 gene keys is a yogic voyage into every conceivable archetype within human consciousness, drawing together past, present, and future. It is an exploration driven by doubt, by the need to question every facet of existence. Fixed in every nook and cranny of our DNA, it is the emblem of the human urge to understand our own nature. And yet, from the point of view of truth, this book is a failure. It cannot be anything else. All attempts at understanding are doomed to fail. If you read through each of every one of the 64 cities, you will see the scope of this failure. Every city encapsulates the same paradox, tilted at a slightly different linguistic angle. There are no answers to doubt. There are only patterns and the illusion of the one looking at the patterns. At every stage and in every word, there is truth. This realization that everything is truth is well presented by the I Ching name after completion. The realization of truth involves a complete relaxation of your entire being. The quest is at an end because the quest has deleted the questioner. The doubter has entered into the question so fully that the question has swallowed his or her awareness. All paths to truth are therefore a complete fabrication. All techniques, only distractions, and all systems and concepts are ultimately worthless. These are unhappy words for the seeker, who still remains identified with his or her search. But even that is truth. There is no such thing as distorted truth or hidden truth. Truth is simply here now, in every moment, at every stage of your life. It is eternal, undying, pure, incorruptible, and so beautifully simple. Truth really is the most important, precious, and beautiful of the cities in its human expression because of its vast, vast relaxedness. It is like resting under a tree on a warm, balmy evening after walking all day long. You gaze out at the sun setting into the sea, or the wind nestling into the leaves at your feet, or the stream purling softly over time-lapped rocks. With truth, the inner journey, the attempt to follow the doubt right back up to its source high in the mountains and moors comes to an end. Whenever you give yourself rest from worrying, you are treading around the fringes of remembering truth. I have to read that sentence again. When you give yourself rest from worrying, you are treading around the fringes of remembering truth. Whenever you smile or breathe a deep sigh, there you are coming closer to truth. Whenever your face loses its hard edges and becomes softer, the truth is being remembered. Truth is your natural state, your simple state, without complexity or concern. It is a drifting space, a total sinking into your being. As you may see from the true ending of this book written in your genes, it has no need of meaning and no concern for or possibility of an answer. In a single sentence, truth is the eternal moment of the universe. So, blows my mind. That's my radiance. Truth. I can see that. You got to sign up for the Moon Goddess training. We go deep into the gene keys. All right, let's go through all the signs, and then I'll tell you where this energy is happening in your chart, or what area of your life you will notice is affected by this energy, this gene key that we talked about, truth, this Pisces new moon. Where is it happening in your chart? So you can get a little bit of more insight into it. So we'll start with Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. And Aries, this moon is happening in your 12th house of divinity, of the divine. You're having a powerful spiritual experience right now. And the best thing that you can do is surrender to it. Surrender to the beyond. Surrender to the higher realm. Just everything that this said, just surrender to truth. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising this moon is happening in your 11th house, which is the house of your worldview. So you will notice, and how you share your gifts with the world. So you will notice that your worldview about life right now and what's going on is completely changing. And it's like we're all entering a new way, like a new timeline. And it has to do with what we're focusing on emotionally, coherently. So what is the new worldview that wants to come through? What is the new path that you're taking that will help you to share your gifts with the world and help the world? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you're having a 10th house transit here. The new moon is happening in your 10th house of career, of life path, of showing up for others. Trust your intuition to let it guide you into how you show up, to let it guide you forward so that you can step into leadership. Your intuition is what's going to guide you here. Your new vision of the future, your new timeline of the future, and how you fit into it will help you step into leadership. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you're having a 9th house transit of expansion, integration, spiritual integration, and learning new things. Education, stepping into higher awareness because you find more understanding, believing new things. I think you're going to find new belief systems are emerging within you, and you have an opportunity to start treading a new path based off of the new belief systems that are coming alive within you. Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, you are having an 8th house transit. So this is about letting go of illusions, letting go of old belief systems so that new ones can take place. So this can feel a little bit like a tower moment because it's making things fall apart so that you can find a new way, a new path, follow the light out of the darkness and into the light. But once you've gone into the darkness first is the only way that you'll find that inner light. So as you release and let go of old patterns and habits and stories, you will find that you are completely transformed and completely changed. And also your belief systems and your faith may feel like is being tested right now, because the universe wants you to find a new timeline, a new frequency, and step into that space by letting go of the old belief systems so that you can fully be present for the new world. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you are having a 7th house transit. So for you, this is about relationships. So if there's an illusion, if there's something that you're really attached to, an idea of a relationship, if you think that things are a certain way, they may not be that way. And if you realize that there's a new door opening up to a whole new way of relating with others in a way that is compassionate, that is aligned with truth, and you let go of the worry, of the need to worry so much about everything, then you will realize, if you surrender to it, right? Like the Gene Key says, surrender to the truth of the moment and just relax into it because it's all truth. And you don't need to search for the truth because it's right here all along. You will relax that tension and then open up a new door for relationships in your life. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You've got a 6th house transit. So for you, this is about being present, showing up for yourself. There is a new way for you to take care of yourself. And there's going to be new ideas coming in, and there's going to be a new feeling coming in. You're going to sense things more strongly. You need to listen to your intuition as it guides you to change your daily life and your daily schedule and start to walk in the new world, in the new way, but in the real world, but in a new way. With your daily life and being present is going to help you find more truth than anything else. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you're having a 5th house transit. So your creativity is what you need to focus on. Creative energy, passion, love, joy, healing your inner child, letting your inner child out to play, right? Like it's about freeing yourself and surrendering to the ocean, to the abyss that is Pisces, to the infinite possibilities, and letting like fully your intuition guide you into full-on creativity and passion in your life. So this means the law of attraction is strong for you. So pay attention to what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because especially the thoughts and what you're saying and what you're feeling, they're all frequencies and they're all vibrations that you are activating automatically. Remember, your wish is my command. You're automatically activating things. What are you activating? You need to be aware of what you're thinking, saying, and feeling and doing. Are they all aligned? And that's how you're going to become a master manifester. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you are having a 4th house transit. So a 4th house is home and family. So what this is about understanding it's not just about family, because in the 4th house, this is also about like what you've learned. And it's like your ancestry. And it's like who created you, like the polarities that you come from. It defines a lot of like who you are. So it's about understanding yourself at a deeper level and understanding all of the ancestry and all of the patterns that go back and back and back in time within yourself, and finding a new frequency, a new path that you want to begin to walk towards. But again, it's about surrendering into a new faith or a new belief system as you learn to expand. and feel your way into the future. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you are having a third house transit. So the third house is communication. It's about speaking your truth. It's about channeling information. It's about sharing your story. It's about paying attention to your environment. It's about paying attention to your curiosity, letting your curiosity guide you, right? It's like if you have doubt, like that Gene Key said, then turn the shadow of doubt into inquiry. So you become curious of things. And so Pisces is a bit of a strange energy for Capricorn because they're so grounded and they're so, focused on success and structure. Pisces is anything but structure. It's like the opposite of it's a structure that is chaotic. The structure of Pisces is chaos, and that's structure, chaos. You can't define it. You can't understand it through logical ways. You have to trust and surrender into it. So let your shadow of doubt turn into the gift of inquiry so that you can find the real truth behind everything that obviously was there all along. You just needed to maybe talk about it or express it or say something so that you could feel the essence of the truth aligning with your frequency, or you aligning with that essence of truth. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, you are having a second house transit. So the second house is about, for one, it's the earth. It's being grounded. It's Venus. It's what you desire. It's what you want. It's what makes you comfortable and secure. So what new ideas are coming through you, or where is your intuition guiding you to find more security in your life? In a unique way, which you know all about. You've got Uranus transiting your second house. Or not Uranus transiting your second house, but Uranus transiting the energy of Taurus, which rules the second house. And so this is a unique way of finding security in our lives. And the North Node is in Taurus as well, which also rules, the sign of Taurus rules the second house. So it's all related here for you. So this new moon happening in this house of Taurus is saying, what's the new path? What's the new timeline that you're choosing to move towards? And as you choose this new timeline, this new soul contract, remember, we're all writing a new soul contract, you will discover that the security that you were looking for is going to be arriving, or it will come to you in a way that was completely different than what you thought. And then last but not least, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, of obviously you're having a first house transit, which means this is about your identity. So imagine the different timelines and that there's infinite possibilities. But right now the universe is showing you the door is opening to you rewriting your soul contract with yourself. Like rewriting your soul contract with your identity, with how you define yourself. Like, who am I and why am I here? And as you redefine your soul contract, you will step into truth and you will redirect your life towards exactly where you're redefining yourself. So it's about a whole new you, like coming alive and shining through your soul, right? Sun, Pisces especially, but also Pisces rising. This is really strong for Pisces rising. It's about your identity, how you define yourself. I want to leave you, I know, I do, Mama Ocean would love that, with the wisdom of the cards of the 63rd gene key, of the gene keys, as a little gift to all of you with this energy. So, the 63rd gene key that moves from the shadow of doubt to the gift of inquiry to the city of truth. The human logical mind is simply not designed to be certain of anything other than paradox. My gift to you This is what I'm going to leave you with. And I hope that you come back tomorrow for the Pisces new moon ceremony at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I come to celebrate your love of inquiry, but also remind you that your inquisitive mind and gift for doubting are best used in service of the world, not in service of beating yourself up. See if you can remain genuinely curious about life without insisting on finding answers. Stay open to learning as your understanding of life becomes increasingly complex and paradoxical. Be curious about your own suffering, for it will open your compassionate heart. One day, your brilliant mind will lead you back to yourself. And how could it not? You are forever intertwined with everything you've ever learned. Questions for contemplation. Are you plagued with self-doubt? Do your self-doubts make you anxious or keep you awake at night? Do you tend to feel suspicious of the people in your life, of their motives and agendas? Do your suspicions tend to cause others to be defensive around you? How could your gift of inquiry be used as a service in the world? Where has it already come in handy? What does truth mean to you? How has your relationship to truth changed over the years? Try doubting your self-doubt for a day. Notice what happens and journal your thoughts. That was amazing. This is a powerful week. This is a powerful moon. Make sure you come tomorrow to watch the new moon ceremony, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And make sure to always check the links in the description of the video, because that's where you can get involved. You can join me in social media. I'm at Channel for Grace on Instagram. I'm also at Moon Goddess Training on Instagram. Download the free Moon Astrology Guide. Get on my email list. Do all of the things that will help you stay aligned and connected and help you understand how you can live coherently in your life, because that is what the universe and this earth, not the universe, but this earth needs right now, is for you to learn to live coherently. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome. This is how we roll in the Channel for Grace. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the new moon ceremony. Sat Nam.